morning, sports investors. You're listening to the Sports Advisors, the nation's #1 sports investment firm. I'm your host, three-time winner of the Las Vegas Sporting News Handicapping Champion. My name is Jerry Handel. I'm joined in the studio by Bobby Edwards. Bobby is our underdog king, Big East specialist. Bobby is on fire with his underdogs. Last Saturday, a big underdog winner on Ole Miss +9 over Alabama, and he even said that Ole Miss would be a very live dog. And on the money line, what a value, +265. If you bet $100 on Mississippi on the money line, you don't get the 9 points, but you make $265 back. So Bobby is absolutely on fire, and we're going to hear from Bobby in a little while on a big underdog that he's got for today. But before we get to the show, folks, it's Saturday, September 26th. We're in the third week of the NFL. If you haven't called us by now, what are you waiting for? When people come on board with our company, their biggest regret, they tell me, is that they didn't come on board sooner. So call us today. If you call us today, you're going to get 3 free winners. Stick your toe in the water and feel how good it feels. We're going to have Kansas Rutgers absolutely free. Tennessee, Florida, and Southern Cal, Arizona State. 3 easy winners, absolutely free. Even the call is free. Call us right now at 1-888-484-G-MAN. That's 1-888-484-4626. 1-888-484-GMAN. G-Man. I got 3 free picks today. Kansas, Rutgers, Tennessee, Florida, and Southern Cal, Arizona State. Now, not only are you going to get 3 games today, but I'm going to give you 3 NFL games for tomorrow free. For Sunday, we got the Chargers, Vikings, the Bengals, Ravens, and the Broncos, Lions. So it's just for calling. You're going to get 6 free winners. 888-484-4626. 888-484-G-MAN. 1-888-484-4626 is a number. You can also go to our new and improved website, www.jerrywins.com. JERRYWINS.com. And right now you could listen to the show in its entirety. So if you got to leave your car, you can go to the website and listen to the radio show, and you get an advantage. You could listen to the show Friday night when it's posted. So if you go to the website, you could actually listen to the show a little bit before today. But go to the website, and if you go there right now, Joe Madrano has his guaranteed pick available. It's $99, but it's guaranteed your money back. www.jerrywins.com. A couple of specials we got. If you call us, we're going to do the $80,000 bankroll. If you want the $80,000 bankroll games, it's code 777. You'll speak to me, Bobby, or Joe. We'll get you on the $80,000 bankroll games. And if you have as little as $2,500 to play with today, we can get you on the $80,000 bankroll games. You don't need $10,000 to get started. If you have as little as $2,500, I'll turn that into $20,000 by Monday. Code 777 when you call us at 1-888-484-4626. We also got a $299 special for the month. Just ask for the $299 special. If you want to pay $399, we'll give you a month plus one $80,000 bankroll game today. So give us a call, ask for the $299 special or the $399 special, but call us, start making some money today. There's hundreds of people over the last 3 weeks that signed up. Don't be left at the bus stop. Call us right now, 1-888-484-4626 is the number. Bobby, Mississippi beat them last year. Nobody thought that they'd come back and beat them again this year. And Mississippi, they got a little lucky in the game. A couple of batted passes that went for touchdowns. But every time Alabama looked like they were going to get back in the game, Ole Miss came right down and scored.
Yeah. Jerry, I just want to say that it's third week now, folks. So
that's what I said,
Yep. No, okay. You're on point. But, it's more of a reminder of the people that are listening to the show that every week that goes by and you don't pick up the phone and at least give this a shot, it's another week that you've missed out on making some money. And, we never say it's easy money, Jerry. I mean, we might make it sound a little easy only because we've been doing this for a long time. But it's not easy. There's a lot of hard work. There's a lot of numbers crunching. There's a lot of phone calls to be made. And let's face it, this is the gambling business. So, not everybody is, they're aware of what it takes to pick winners against the spread. I mean, how many times have we tried to pick, you get that office pool where, you have to pick one team with no spread. And you'd be surprised how difficult that is. So now when you throw in the spread, it makes it that much, more difficult to pick winners. But we've been doing it for a long time. We have access to a lot of people that have been in and around gambling for years.
Yeah.
So it does make it a little easier than the average guy. I mean, I have a client now. I won't mention his name, but he's always debating me on the game. It's always like an arm wrestle to, why do I like this game? And he likes the other side. And, he listens to me after 15 minutes of going back and forth. But, at the end of it all, he knows I'm going to do way better than him. And that's why he called and paid us.
Right.
So
if he knew better, he wouldn't be driving a truck for a living.
Yeah, exactly. And I have to remind him of that. And I don't want to. Not that driving a truck is a bad thing.
No.
The guy makes a good living. But, he's driving 100 hours a week and he's really earning his money. Where, I told him I can make you that much money in a 3-hour football game. Just, stop debating me. It's almost like to a point where it's arguing with me. But he
didn't want to bet the Vikings on Sunday, right?
Yeah, exactly. And then last night, we a week ago. I'm sorry, I'm in a different time frame here, but when we're talking about the Sunday night games,
the Packers and Seahawks.
Yeah, of course he liked the Seahawks. So again, I had to, bring out the stat book. But listen, a lot of this has nothing to do with numbers. No. A lot of it has to do with the feel for the game. And that's one thing that you and I have. So for those people out there that are sitting there today, crunching numbers, you have the newspaper in front of you. Maybe you're watching, College Game Day. That's great. I mean, that's, there's some helpful hints there, but, at the end of it, that's all they are. They're helpful hints. I wouldn't put more than $10 on some of the things that, that Kirk Herbstreit says during the course of a game. But the important thing is what we're going to do today and tomorrow as far as big games. Some of our regular picks have been doing well, and it's time to make money. It's week 3. There's injuries have already plagued some of the football teams. We saw Romo go down last Sunday.
Broken collarbone.
Yeah, so now Romo's out and Des Bryant is out, but this is the time of the year that you're going to start to see injuries. So the lines are going to be even trickier. They're going to be tighter. The odds makers are getting their game on. So again, as we get closer to the beginning of October, you're going to start to see games where, they're going to land closer to the point spread that the odds makers put out. And you're still going to have your blowouts. And then you're going to still have your games where you're going to scratch your head and you're going to go, how did that happen?
Right.
So, and that happens every week. But that's why if you think it's difficult to do it on your own, you should be picking up the phone, calling us and letting us help you pick winners. 888-484-4626 is the number to call us today. We got some great games today. And listen, most of the people, Jerry, and you can back me up on this, they call after listening to the show for a couple of weeks, a couple of months, even a couple of years, which is pretty bizarre. I mean, if you've been listening to our show for 2 or 3 years and you haven't picked up the phone yet, I don't know what you're waiting for. Again, it's a toll-free number. You have an opportunity to check out some of our games. But let's be honest, the people that do call us, 8 out of 10 of them are signing up because they either want to try 30 days or they want to jump right into the $80,000 bankroll and give themselves an opportunity to go 3-0 and either turn 1,000 into 8 or turn 10,000 into 80. It just depends on where you are, financially, where you are as far as being able to bet the games. If you're out in Vegas, it's a little easier to do that. But there are some, online websites that you can go to where they'll let you bet big dollars.
Yeah.
So if you don't know anything about that, fine. We'll answer all your questions. And we'll get you started in the right direction. But it's important. This is a great time of the year to be making money on these games. And we haven't really talked much about baseball. Baseball's
been hot right now.
It's a great sport. If you like baseball and you're not sure how to bet baseball because of the money line, it's so easy. Even a 5th grader can figure it out. So we'll teach you how to make money in baseball, which is a really great sport that I think a lot of people they miss out on because they're dizzy with football.
Right.
And we are too. I mean, football is king. It'll always be king. Everybody likes to bet on football. It is a worldwide sport now. They're trying to, make it more popular in Europe. They have games in Europe. In fact, they're due to have a game soon in Europe, aren't they, Jerry?
Yeah, they have a few games in Europe.
Yeah, I think the Jets play in Europe.
2 or 3 weeks in a row, they're going to be in Europe.
Yeah, so they're trying.
October 4th, you got the Jets-Dolphins.
There you go. That's
and then the following week, you got another game in England.
Dolphins and Jets are the weekend, October, couple of weeks.
Yeah.
October
October 4th is the Dolphins
next week,
Jets.
Next week. The Jets are in, October 4th, a week from tomorrow. So, and then you're going to start to get bye weeks. So, injuries, weather reports. We're going to start to see a change in the weather in a month or so. It depends on what part of the world you're in. So, again, there's going to be a lot of variables that are going to make these point spreads even trickier to predict. That makes our job a little trickier. But also, if you're just the average guy listening to the show, I don't know how you're going to expect to pull it off and make some money. Don't blow your hard-earned cash on something you don't know that much about. 888-484-4626. And when I say that, I don't mean to sound condescending. I'm just saying when it comes to gambling, you don't know that much about sports betting. I mean, anybody could sit there and rattle off who's the backup guard on the Miami Dolphins, but I'm talking about point spreads and putting your hard-earned cash on something, again, that, it's not for the average person. That's why we do this radio show. 888-484-4626.
All right, and I'm going to explain the $80,000 bankroll games once again because a lot of you guys are listening for the first time. The $80,000 bankroll games are our best games, and basically they're the games that we get information on. We're not guessing on these games. These are the games that I'm betting with my money. Bobby's betting. We're laying some big cash on these games out in Vegas, but these are the best of the best. And what you initially needed was you needed $10,000 to get started. So we'll go like with last weekend's games. If you had $10,000 to get started, your first $10,000 goes on North Carolina -7 over Illinois. North Carolina wins 48-14, blows them out by 34 points. Never even close. North Carolina led that game from 3-0 all the way up to 48-14. It was never a question of who was going to win that game. They just pushed them around. The second game, you would have bet $20,000 on Mississippi, but you would have had $10,000 on Mississippi +9 and $10,000 on the money line, which paid $26,000. So now you got $46,000 to play with because you got the 10 that you started with. You got the 20 that you started with, and then you got the 26 that you won. So you got 46,000 to play with, and you would have had that all on the Vikings. So this weekend, normally you would turn 10 into 80. This weekend, you would turn 10 into like 100 because the Mississippi game, we bet some on the money line. But if you just follow the math, you would have had 10,000 on North Carolina, turns to 20. 20 on Mississippi turns it to 40. 40 on the Vikings turns into 80. If you have 5,000, you turn out to 40,000. 2,500 becomes 20,000. I will make you 8 times your money, and I'll guarantee the $80,000 bankroll games this weekend. All 3 of them, or I'll work the rest of the season free. Call us at 888-484-4626. Use code 777 to get on the $80,000 bankroll games, and we'll get you rolling on these games. And as I said, we're going to have a guy on, Steve, at the end of the show. He's from the Bay Area of San Francisco. There's a quick story on him. He got out of college, I think, less than a year ago. He works in the banking industry, and he signed up with us 2 weeks ago. He put 10 grand together. He put 7,500 together, and now he's got 60 grand in 2 weeks. So we're going to hear from him at the end of the show. So stay tuned, and you're going to hear his story. We'll put him on at the end of the show. But again, folks, give us a call. Let us make you some money. 1-888-484-4626. 888-484-G-MAN. Give us a call. Code 777 for the $80,000 bankroll games. You're listening to the Sports Advisors. We'll be right back.
Only one handicapper has ever won the Vegas Sporting News Handicapping Challenge more than once. He's Jerry Hendel, and he is the man that has the information for you now. He has won it 3 times, and right now, to show you how strong his information is, he will give you a free selection, and that's the key word, free selection without obligation or cost on a game that's running this weekend. Call him at 888-484-4626. You have nothing to lose and greatly improve your chances of winning by dialing 888-484-4626. Find out for yourself. Get your free selection. Again, no obligation, no bull. Call them 888-484-4626. 888-484-4626. This is not some it sounds too good to be true thing. It is true. It's absolutely free. Don't hesitate. Call Jerry Hendel right now. He's the G-Man, and he's got winning picks for you free. 888-484-4626.
I'm Jerry Hendel of the Sports Advisors, the only three-time winner of the Las Vegas Sporting News Handicapping Contest. And we are on fire here at the Sports Advisors. I want all listeners to give me a call right now. I have a game today that will not lose. You heard me right. It will not lose. If you're tired of losing and you want to make money, give me a call right now. I have a game that will not lose. My number is 1-888-484-4626. That's 1-888-484-4626. 1-888-484-4626. Give me a call. We're here all day. Operators are standing by. And as I said, I have a game that will not lose. You call me and get this game, I will guarantee this game against the rest of the season. This game must win, or I'll give you the rest of the season absolutely free. Give me a call for this winner right now. The number is 1-888-484-4626. 1-888-484-4626. We're back. You're listening to the Sports Advisors, the nation's #1 sports investment firm. I'm your host, three-time Las Vegas Sporting News Handicapping Champion. I'm Jerry Hendel. In case you just joined us, I'm joined in the studio by Bobby Edwards. Bobby is our underdog king and Big East specialist. Bobby brought us a nice underdog winner with Mississippi last week over Alabama, and Mississippi rolled over the Tide instead of the other way around. 43-37, I believe, was the final. Yep. So Mississippi on the money line for every 100 that you bet got back 265. So what an underdog Bobby had. He's going to talk about underdogs in a little bit. But before we get back to the show, I want all listeners to pick up the phone right now and call us. Folks, it's week number 3. It's September 26th already. You've been watching these games go by for weeks now. Some of you have been betting on your own and losing. Don't do this anymore. You guys all have things that you do for a living, whether you're a truck driver, all right, or you're a doctor or a lawyer or an auto mechanic. You guys all work 40, 50, 60 hours a week. This is what I do. This is what Bobby does. This is what Joe does. This is what all of us do. All of our consultants here, this is all we do for a living. 40, 50, 60 hours a week, we're looking at point spreads to get you winners. Just so you could test us out, though, call us right now. Absolutely free. No purchase necessary. Call us right now for 6 free winners. All callers are going to get the winner of Kansas Rutgers, Tennessee Florida, and Southern Cal Arizona State. For tomorrow, you're going to get the winner of the Chargers Vikings, the Bengals Ravens, and the Broncos Lions. That's 6-0, absolutely free. Even the phone call is free. Call us right now at 1-888-484-G-MAN. That's 1-888-484-4626, 888-484-G-MAN. Call us right now for 6 free winners. We have a couple of great specials this week. We got a $2.99 special for the month. If you just want to start off small, that's fine. Pay us $2.99 for the month, 30 days of service, $10 a day. You spend more on a bagel and coffee in the morning at Starbucks. All right, call us $2.99 for the month. You'll get a game a day. Those games are hitting about 70%. You could bet $100, $200 a game and make yourself $500, $600 a week. Again, ask for the $2.99 special. If you go for the $3.99 special, you'll get the month, plus you'll get an $80,000 bankroll game today. So for $3.99, you get a month plus one $80,000 bankroll game. Again, 888-484-4626 is the number. And, of course, as always, if you want the $80,000 bankroll games and you want to make 8 times your money by Monday, I'm guaranteeing 3-0, or I work the rest of the season free. So when you call us and you have at least $2,500 to bet on the games, use code 777 and you'll speak to me, Bobby, or Joe, and we'll get you on the $80,000 bankroll games. And speaking of the $80,000 bankroll games, we're going to have Stevie on in a little bit. In the last segment, Stevie's a guy from the San Francisco Bay Area. I've been listening to the show for a couple of years, called us not last weekend, the weekend before, and, he turned $7,500 into $60,000. We're going to hear Stevie in a little while. But again, folks, this isn't rocket science. You call us, you make money. 888-484-4626. Stop waiting. You've been listening to the show for years. Call us now. Bobby, one of the things that I've noticed when we put people on the show that are, successful, which we could bring 10 guys on, we'd have no show, though. The one thing they always say is that they regret that they've been listening to the show for a long time, that they didn't call us like the first time they heard us.
Listen, there's a lot of people out there from all walks of life. I mean, if we had to really break down the demographics of the people that call, and back me up on this if you think I'm right, I think, probably from the age of 30 to 65, usually male.
I had an 88-year-old man that signed up last week.
And that's kind of rare, but, usually successful.
Most people are dead by 88.
Yeah, entrepreneurial type of guys, making six figures. And they're doing this because, they understand the extra money can go a long way. They just never realized that the legalities of gambling,
right.
Where nowadays you don't necessarily have to be in the state of Nevada to be able to bet on sports.
You can do it. You can do it right from your smartphone.
Yeah, you can do it exactly. You can do it from anywhere, any state, to be able to bet these games. So there's ways of going about it. Obviously, we do a show. We've been doing the show now for almost 10 years. So, there's plenty of people, plenty of opportunities for people out there to make money on sports betting. They're not they're not really sure how to get it done. And again, there's ways of getting these games to people. And that's why we do this radio show. We're successful sports bettors. We've been doing this for a living for years. I started doing it basically when I was 13 years old. I think you were about the same age.
Yeah. I bet, I was 8 years old. I bet the Mets to win the World Series. I bet a week's worth of lunches.
Yeah, we were betting the parlay cards. Remember getting the parlay cards? You'd get them. You'd have to hit 4 out of 4, 5 out of 5. And then it just, kind of progressed from there. We, both went to college. Both of us were involved in finance. We could have easily been on Wall Street. But, we had a knack for picking games. Yeah, it was too boring. I mean, we loved sports. I played a lot of sports. You played sports. So, it was fun to not only get involved, in playing sports, but then, on the weekends we were, betting pro football was fun. Betting pro basketball. Then, always college football was always great too. But, people are out there that betting on these games, billions of dollars are being wagered every single weekend. Whether you're in the state of Nevada, you're betting with the local guy, or obviously you're putting money online. That seems to be the big thing these days. So there are ways to make money sports betting, and people want to bet. We know people that are out there betting these games. So if you're interested in making money, everybody could use some extra money. Whether you're betting $50 to $100 a game, or you want to bet thousands, there's something for everybody. There's games every day. Baseball, again, something we talk about in the first segment. There's plenty of good action in baseball, especially this time of the year. We love baseball at this time of the year. We love baseball every time of year, but football is king, and we know everybody that's listening to the show wants an opportunity to make themselves some extra money, and we walk you through the whole process. Again, getting online is easy. You just, grab a computer or your smartphone, whatever you're using these days, whatever device you have, and you could, virtually get online and get money into an account in 15 minutes. It's that easy.
Yep.
But again, there's we can walk you through the process of how to do it. But the biggest thing is, picking more winners than losers. And that's where it's important that you at least get on board with somebody who's done this successfully. Yeah. Again, we've been doing this show for almost 10 years. So obviously we have to be doing something right. And whether there's guys on before us or after us, that's up to you. But, we talk about winners. We talk about the games that we've had that didn't quite get there, and I think that's important. Everybody loves to talk about just the winners, especially gamblers, right, Jerry? Yeah. You only hear about the winning games. You never hear about the $10,000 loss.
Yeah.
So, but the important thing is you call us today and you get yourself started. Plenty of great games today. 888-484-4626 is the number. If you want to start making some extra money, now's a great time of the year to do it.
Yeah, and also one of our most successful clients has been a woman. Stephanie from Cincinnati was a hair cutter. She actually called for a boyfriend, and then he didn't end up signing up with us, and she did. And
was he in jail? Was he in jail? That was a different client.
That was a different one.
Yeah, because remember we had a guy, a woman called for
husband in jail.
He was in the big one, Folsom.
Yeah, Folsom.
Yeah, okay,
but
great.
Anyway, she called up for a boyfriend. He didn't want to sign up, so she did. And she started with like $2,500, and the story is now she's betting $50,000 to $100,000 a game out in Las Vegas, and she's driving a Bentley Speed. So she's got a better car than me. I got an S65 AMG.
Yeah,
so.
I see her out there once in a while, Jerry. It's funny just to watch her because I remember when she first called us. she was barely making ends meet. And it really was. She wouldn't know a Bentley.
She couldn't make payroll for her hair salon.
Yeah, she didn't know a Bentley from a Volkswagen.
Yeah.
And, now she's telling me what car I should buy. But, it's a great success story. John from Buffalo was a big success story, from last year.
Was out there breaking his butt doing construction work.
Right. Now he's out in Vegas. I don't bump into him, but, he still calls us every now and then. Now he doesn't need us because he has so much money. But, that's a good problem to have. So if you want to be the next success story, and there's hundreds of them, I'd like to say thousands, but it's impossible to reach thousands of people. The way that we do the show and the hours that, that we do the show on Saturday mornings. But, there's a lot of people that have made a lot of money. They don't necessarily want to come on the radio show. And that's, gambling still seems to be, that vice that people don't like to talk about. But, we're trying to make this, more of a business type of investment. Slowly
but surely they're getting it. I mean, New Jersey's got it legal for to play cards and blackjack and roulette and everything. The NFL has been really blocking the gambling. I don't understand it. Probably 40% of the people that watch an NFL game on Sunday have action on it, and yet the NFL is threatening New Jersey that they're not going to bring the Super Bowl there if they allow gambling. So you know what it is? They haven't negotiated their cut yet.
Right.
But the NFL could never take a cut from gambling. It would be a conflict of interest because when there's $1 million decision on a game, what's stopping them from fixing it? So they could never get a cut from the gambling. It could never, ever happen. Otherwise, the league would be there wouldn't be. There's not much integrity anyway. But they, with the guys beating their wives and everything.
Oh,
but
yeah, I mean, it's
what little integrity they have would be gone.
Yeah, I agree. And let's face it, if they were able to do it and pass some kind of law that enables people to just walk into, let's say, an OTB, and not only can you bet your favorite horse at Santa Anita, you'll be able to bet your alma mater, bet your favorite football team, or whatever the case may be. Listen, people want to bet on sports. Yeah. We know that. Betting has been around as long as prostitution.
Well, look at the fantasy football. There's some big money in that now.
That's an amazing thing that's all of a sudden is like this multi-billion-dollar enterprise. Soon it's going to be one of the most, advertised entities on TV.
I'm looking at getting into it because it's legal, and I'm looking at. I got a guy pricing out a website right now to get into the fantasy football.
Right.
Because I got a pretty big forum here. I'm on we're on 20 radio stations. We might as well use it.
Right, and those guys that are sitting around picking their favorite wide receiver or whatever they're doing for the fantasy football. They're betting the games also.
Right.
And as far as the NFL, I mean, if you watch ESPN like we do, they're always talking about point spreads.
Oh yeah.
Skip Bayless is always mentioning point spreads. Greenberg.
This game don't mean anything for the win, but somebody will watch.
Oh, I love the subliminal. Yeah, the subliminal. Yeah. Mike Greenberg is talking about point spreads. I mean, he's a big Jet fan. So
and every paper has picks against the spread.
Yeah, that's another great thing. Why are the point spreads and the weather reports and injury reports in the newspapers?
Gamblers.
Yeah, unless you're an orthopedic surgeon, do I really need to know who's injured and what bone is broken? No, they're in there because people are going to be betting on these games, and it's just a little bit more information for them to have. 888-484-4626. If all of this sounds familiar, it sounds exciting, pick up the phone and let's make some money on all this information because there's a lot of information that will determine whether you win or lose, and that's the information that we have.
All right, folks, we're going to take a break, but again, give us a call. Get on those $80,000 bankroll games. Operators are standing by to take your call. And don't hang up the phone when somebody live answers. I mean, I'm old school. I believe in customer service and everything else. You're not going to talk to a machine. You're going to talk to a live person. They're going to take your name and number, and either me, Bobby, Joe, or one of my other consultants are going to call you back, and we're going to walk you through the whole thing from A to Z. So give us a call, 888-484-4626. For those of you just joining us, this is an hour-long show, and we talk about how to make money betting on sports. Most of you are familiar with the stock market, but you're not familiar with betting on sports, and some people are. But, similar to how Payne Weber and Charles Schwab tell you what stocks to buy, we tell you what games to bet on. And unlike Charles Schwab or Payne Weber, they get paid whether you win or lose. When you call up and tell them to buy a stock, the stockbroker gets his commission. When you sell that stock, whether you made money or lost money, he gets his commission again. So whether you win or lose don't matter to your broker. To us, it does matter because our interests are the same as yours. The more you make, the more we make. So again, give us a call. Let us start making you some money today. It's week number 3. You've been listening to the show for years, months, or days. give us a call, 888-484-4626, and let one of my consultants explain how everything works. And as I said, just for calling, you're going to get 3 free winners, so it doesn't cost anything to call. Call us right now, 888-484-4626. You're listening to the Sports Advisors. We'll be right back.
Only one has ever won the Vegas Sporting News Handicapping Challenge more than once. His name is Jerry Hendel, and he has won it 3 times. Not once, but 3 times. No one else has ever done that. Jerry Hendel is America's best. And right now he's going to show you how strong his information is and what has made him a winner. He will give you absolutely free a selection on one of this weekend's games. Get it by calling 888-484-4626. There's no obligation, no cost, no bull. It's free. Even the call is free. 888-484-4626. Get your free selection with absolutely no cost or obligation from America's best. Again, the only 3-time winner of the Vegas Sporting News Handicapping Challenge, Jerry Hendel. 888-484-4626 and 888-484-4626. Call Jerry now and start winning ways with Jerry Hendel.
Hello, this is Bobby Edwards getting back to you from the Sports Advisors. We have been on fire since week 1, and I want everybody to pick up the phone and call us. I have a big underdog that's going to happen tonight. It's going to be one of my best underdogs of the year. You're going to pick up the phone and call us at 888-484-4626. That's 888-484-4626. My underdogs right now are hitting 65%. If you're out there and you're losing on your own, all you need to do, again, is pick up the phone. I'll have a big underdog tonight, and I can tell you right now, this is an underdog that's going to win outright. Pick up the phone and call us, 888-484-4626. But make sure you do yourselves a favor. If you're gambling on your own and you're not making any money, pick up the phone, 888-484-4626. I have a huge underdog that I'm looking at tonight that's going to win outright, 888-484-4626.
Once again, Jerry and Bobby, the Sports Advisors.
And we're back. You're listening to the Sports Advisors, the nation's #1 sports investment firm. In case you just joined us, I'm your host, 3-time Las Vegas Sporting News handicapping champion. I'm Jerry Hendel. I'm joined in the studio by Bobby Edwards. Bobby is our underdog king and Big East specialist. Bobby's on fire with his underdogs, and every week he has a huge underdog, and every week he wins a big underdog. Last weekend, Mississippi taking it to the Tide, rolling over the Tide, 43-37. On the money line, $100 paid $265 on Mississippi. So if you had Mississippi last week, which most of the public, 75% of the people out there bet on Alabama, you really cleaned up on that one. But before we get to the show and back to Bobby, I want all listeners to pick up the phone right now and call us. It's Saturday, September 26th. It's the 3rd week of the NFL, 4th week of college. We're almost in October. The leaves are going to start changing. Give us a call right now. It's time to start making money. Just like your stockbroker tells you what stocks to play, we tell you which games to bet on, and we'll make you a greater return than your stockbroker will. If a stockbroker turns 10 into 11,000 in 1 year, he had a very successful year. If I turn 10 into 11,000 in 1 year, I'm out of business. I'll turn 10 into 80,000. How's that? By Monday. But you got to call us. You got to stop sitting on your hands. Now, just for calling us today, I'm going to give you 3 winners today free and 3 winners for tomorrow. The free picks are even hitting 66%, which is 2 out of every 3. Last weekend, we hit 2 out of 3 again on the free picks, and then 3-0 on Sunday. So that's 5 out of 6 the free picks did. So call us right now for the winner of Kansas Rutgers, Tennessee Florida, Southern Cal Arizona State. For tomorrow in the pros, you're going to get the Chargers Vikings, the Bengals Ravens, and the Broncos Lions. That's 6 easy winners just for calling. 888-484-4626. Operators are standing by. 1-888-484-G-MAN. 888-484-4626 is the number. Give us a call for 6 free winners. Now, we have a couple of great specials. If you're a small player or you've been listening to us for a long time and you just want to play a few dollars on the games and have some fun with it and make money at the same time, ask for our $299 special. For a home hunter service for $299, you'll get about a game a day. You'll hit about 68 to 72%, and we'll give you a game each day. You'll make yourself $500-600 a week. If you want to add an $80,000 bankroll game, make it $399 for the month. They will throw you one $80,000 bankroll game. And this way you could look at those too as well. But again, we got a lot of great deals now, so call and take advantage of it. Ask for the $299 special or the $399 special, or for the $80,000 bankroll games, if you want to turn $2,500 into $20,000 by Monday, or 5 into 40, or 10 into 80, use code 777 when you call us. Operators are standing by. You'll speak to me, Joe, or Bobby, and we'll get you on the $80,000 bankroll games. Code 777 for the 80 grand bankroll games. Also, if you just joined us and you want to listen to the whole show, you can go to the new and improved website. Go on the net to www.jerrywins.com. www.jerrywins.com. Joe Madrano right now has his guaranteed pick available. The game must win or your money back. www.jerrywins.com. Click on Pay If You Win with Joe, and you get this game no risk. It's $99. The game don't win. You get your money back as soon as it's over. www.jerrywins.com. Hey, Bobby, we were just talking about this in the off, in the break. We got customers that do everything from doctors to nurses to, janitors. And, one story I never say on, I used to be known as Fats on this radio show years ago. I was 340 pounds, blood pressure 180 over 120, sugar through the roof. And one of my customers, he's a doctor from Kansas City. He specializes in the gastric bypass surgery, and he told me that, if I could make him $200,000 in a football season, he'd do my surgery for nothing. Not only did I make him $200,000, I made him $400,000 in the football season, and now I'm 175 pounds. So that was a $30,000 surgery that I got for nothing, and I made the guy money, which was my job. So that was a nice thing.
Well, and the important part of the story is, Jerry, is you're way more healthy now than you were. So we can't call you Fats anymore, but that's a good thing.
Mm-hmm.
And, just the fact that, you had a doctor. We've had lawyers, we've had police officers, so everybody out there.
Police officer from Long Beach, California.
Yeah, everybody's betting on football. We know that.
He made $250,000, right?
Yeah. This guy came out to Vegas.
He drove out to Vegas every Friday night.
Yeah, he flew out to Vegas once and bought a Corvette, and his girlfriend met him, and he drove it home. So, there's plenty of great stories about people that come on board, really don't know much about sports betting, or they think they know a lot about sports betting, and then we enlighten them. We, tell them some of the ins and outs, some of the trends to look for, and there's some great trends that are.
How about your system?
70%.
Whenever Miami plays, take the underdog. Again, the Jacksonville covered the spread.
Yeah, exactly. And, and there's a lot of times that we, that we have trends that, unfortunately, the things might happen 10, 20 minutes before the game starts. Maybe there's a home team laying 7, the line goes to 6.5. Generally we like, home teams laying 6.5. So, again, these are things over the course of the years that you kind of memorize. And there's a lot of trends, and there's a lot of, little point spread things that happen that, unless you're in our business, you don't pay much attention to it. But that's what we're here for. We're here to take advantage, pay attention, write all this stuff down, try to memorize it, or at least work it through. And that's what we do a lot of times. I mean, our job is to look at all these point spreads, like you look at some of the spreads today. And again, you're still seeing some big spreads. And we talked about that a couple of weeks ago, Jerry, where, there's some teams that are laying some pretty big numbers.
Right.
Ole Miss, after a big win, now they're home tonight, and they're laying 26 to Vanderbilt. Now, you and I could look at it and go, okay, well, listen, it's big win for them last week on the road. Are they going to be up for Vanderbilt? Well, that could be something that you look at. Ohio State's laying 31 at home to Western Michigan.
How about that one, Bobby? You had Northern Northern Illinois last week plus 35 against Ohio State. That was an easy win. They were never losing that game by more than 7.
And again, some teams just don't cover those big spreads. Ohio State's not a team that's going to go out there and win 58-0. Florida, when they were, with Tebow, years ago, they would go out there and they would win 65-0. They would run up the score. Steve Spurrier.
Steve Spurrier used to love running up
They used to love to run up the score. And now it kind of makes a difference with, with the playoffs now in college, where it really does. going to make a difference at the end. It's they're going to look at the quality of the win,
right?
Which is something that we talk about. But now it's going to be really important to go out there and really blow out that team. So, but as you get closer to the middle of the season, you're going to see less of these big favorites. I mean, Wisconsin today is laying 24 to Hawaii. We know Wisconsin last week. Was it last week? They covered, right? Last week they didn't cover.
No, Wisconsin
last
didn't.
The week before, we went against them. We had Miami O.
Yeah, we lost. We got killed in that game.
Yeah, they were getting 31.
And when Steve comes on, believe it or not, it's a funny story because he signed up with me that weekend. His first game, he bets 2,500 on Miami O. Plus 31 against Wisconsin, and he loses.
Right.
And he almost wanted to quit after that because it was such a bad loss.
Right.
And now I've come back and won 5 in a row from him, and he's up 60 grand.
Right. And then last weekend we had Wisconsin laying the points, and they hurt.
Yeah,
they might be out.
We got to ban Wisconsin.
Wisconsin might be officially banned.
And Houston, the Texans.
Yeah, the Texans. The first weekend. They were an underdog on the
favorite,
road.
Favorite? Yeah, favorite at home. They lost outright.
And then
last
weekend,
week.
And they didn't make it first either. So
they ended up on the 15-yard line, but they couldn't seal a deal.
Yeah, I mean, there was some crazy. Look at the Buffalo game, right? I mean,
Buffalo was getting killed in that game. All of a sudden, you look up and they're down by 5 or 7.
Yeah, it was crazy. So, listen, gambling's exciting. Can you imagine having 40 grand on a game where, you're basically ready to go collect? All of a sudden, the team that you're going against has crept up and a field goal or an extra point or a 2-point conversion could be the difference between winning and losing. So, listen, we've had our share of exciting wins. We've had some exciting losses. 888-484-4626. But today, I think we're going to sweep the board. I love the games today, and we're looking to win this outright. We know we got an 80K game that's going to be a blowout. I think it's going to be over by halftime, Jerry, because you and I know when you and I agree on the game and 5 of our other experts love the game, listen, there's going to be hundreds of thousands of dollars wagered on this game today. We might even move the line. That's how much action we're going to have.
Last week we moved the line on a game too.
Right. 888-484-4626. Let's move some lines today.
We moved North Carolina from 5 to 7.
Yeah,
but the money that we put on that game.
Yeah, you had a client that bet a lot of money on that game.
$200,000 on the game.
That's a lot. It took them a little while to get it done.
Oh, a lot of time.
But, they were laying, what were they laying?
They were laying 5 on Friday night, and they went to 7.5 by game time.
It went to 8 at one point.
Yeah, I think it was, and then it came back down again.
And then I think somebody noticed it. Somebody big must have bet a pretty big number. Listen, the way the lines go up and down, if you only knew how that happened,
well, you got guys that
shoot
middles. They lay 5 on North Carolina, and then they take it plus 8. And they got a 3-point middle. And if you don't know what that means, we'll explain it to you. But a middle is when a line moves. You could bet North Carolina -5, okay? And then you could take Illinois plus 8. And then what you could do is you could get a middle. If the game lands on 5, 6, 7, or 8, you win both sides or win one and push one. So, but it's only costing you 10%. So if you bet $50,000 on North Carolina -5 and $50,000 on Illinois plus 8, you would not have hit a middle on that game because North Carolina killed them, but you had a shot at a middle, a 3-point shot, and you would have risked $5,000 to win $100,000. So that's a decent bet anytime when you could risk 10% to make like that.
Right, and these are listen. If you're just listening to this, your head might be spinning, but. Basically, these are the things that Jerry and I and Joe, we look for this kind of line move a lot, and it does happen more than you think. But unless you're sitting where we are, you would really have no idea how to get this done and do it the right way. 888-484-4626, the number. Make the call today. We'll explain this stuff to you. We'll go a little slower. And listen, every client will speak to one-on-one so we can get you going with this.
If you never bet before, also give us a call. If this all sounds like Greek for you, I have an 88-year-old woman that called me last weekend. She made $800. She bet 4 games for $200 apiece and hit all 4. She doesn't know anything about playing. I have to sit on the phone with her and tell her the point spread and who to ask for and how to say it. And I walked her through it. If she could do it, you could do it. But anyway, the $80,000 bankroll games, I'm guaranteeing 3-0, or I'll work the rest of the season free for you. You don't pay me another dime for the rest of the season. 3-0, I'll turn $2,500 into $20,000. If you want to do that, call us right now at 888-484-4626. Use code 777. You'll speak to me, Bobby, or Joe. We'll get you on the $80,000 bankroll games. Code 777 at 1-888-484-G-MAN, 1-888-484-4626. You're listening to the Sports Advisors. We'll be right back.
Hello, this is Bobby Edwards getting back to you from the Sports Advisors. We have been on fire since week one, and I want everybody to pick up the phone and call us. I have a big underdog that's going to happen tonight. It's going to be one of my best underdogs of the year. You're going to pick up the phone and call us at 888-484-4626. That's 888-484-4626. My underdogs right now are hitting 65%. If you're out there and you're losing on your own, all you need to do, again, is pick up the phone. I'll have a big underdog tonight, and I can tell you right now, this is an underdog that's going to win outright. Pick up the phone and call us, 888-484-4626. But make sure you do yourselves a favor. If you're gambling on your own and you're not making any money, pick up the phone, 888-484-4626. I have a huge underdog that I'm looking at tonight that's going to win outright, 888-484-4626.
I'm World Handicapping Champion Jerry Hendel. I want all listeners to check out my new and improved website. Go to www.jerrywins.com, www.jerrywins.com. Go to jerrywins.com and get a free pick today. While you're there, you can sign up for our daily pick. For just $29.95 or $1 a day, you could get one game each day for the next 30 days. You can also listen to this radio show in its entirety each week. It is published on the website. Go to www.jerrywins.com.
Only one handicapper has ever won the Vegas Sporting News Handicapping Challenge more than once. He's Jerry Hendel, and he is the man that has the information for you now. He has won it 3 times, and right now, to show you how strong his information is, he will give you a free selection, and that's the key word, free selection without obligation or cost on a game that's running this weekend. Call him at 888-484-4626. You have nothing to lose and greatly improve your chances of winning by dialing 888-484-4626. Find out for yourself. Get your free selection. Again, no obligation, no bull. Call them, 888-484-4626. 888-484-4626. This is not some "it sounds too good to be true" thing. It is true. It's absolutely free. Don't hesitate. Call Jerry Hendel right now. He's the G-Man, and he's got winning picks for you free. 888-484-4626.
And we're back. You're listening to the Sports Advisors, the nation's #1 sports investment firm. I'm your host, 3-time Las Vegas Sporting News handicapping champion. I'm Jerry Hendel. I'm joined in the studio by Bobby Edwards. Bobby is our underdog king and Big East specialist. Bobby brought everybody a winner on Mississippi last Saturday night, +9 over the Tide. Mississippi rolled instead of the Tide, beating them 43-37. Never in doubt as far as covering the spread, but they actually won the game outright, and Bobby had the money line on the game, and that was a nice underdog. $100 paid $265. $1,000 paid $2,600. So Bobby is absolutely on fire with his dogs, and we're going to hear from him in a little while. But before we get to the show, give us a call right now for 6 free picks. Everybody's going to get 3 for today, 3 for tomorrow. All callers at 1-888-484-G-MAN, 1-888-484-4626. You're going to call now and get the free winner of Kansas Rutgers, Tennessee, Florida, and USC, Arizona State. For tomorrow, you're going to get the Chargers, Vikings, the Bengals, Ravens, and the Broncos, Lions. That's 6-0, absolutely free. Even the phone call is free. Call us right now at 1-888-484-G-MAN. That's 1-888-484-4626, 888-484-G-MAN. Give us a call, 6 free winners. We got a $299 special for you small players. For $299, you get a month of service. Add another $100 to that, you get an $80,000 bankroll game. So that's $299 for 30 days of service, or $399 for 30 days of service with a bankroll game. Also, if you want to turn $2,500 into $20,000 by Monday, I got 3 $80,000 bankroll games. When you call us, use code 777. Operators will put you through to me, Bobby, or Joe, and we'll get you on the $80,000 bankroll games. And this weekend, I'm guaranteeing all 3 bankroll games against the rest of the season. So if I don't turn $2,500 into $20,000, $5,000 into $40,000, or $10 into $80, I will give you the rest of the season free. I must win all 3 games. Use code 777 when you call us at 1-888-484-4626, and we'll get you on the $80,000 bankroll games. Speaking of $80,000 bankroll games, we got Stevie on from the Bay Area. Stevie hit the bankroll last weekend. Stevie, can you hear me?
Hey, how are you guys?
All right, Stevie. First time on radio?
Yes.
Okay, Stevie, tell us a little about your background, how you happened to get on my desk.
Well, I was listening to the show. I've actually been listening to the show for the last couple of years, and I thought it was great. I love you guys. And, I had just gotten out of college, this past year, and, basically I got an entry-level job, in the financial industry. And, just my student loans, alone were up to about $100,000. So, I know when I first called you, I put 5,000 together. I got it out into an account. And I know you had me play that first game was half the account. It was 2,500.
Oh, and you lost that game. When you came on the radio show, what did I tell you? Don't lie. Tell the truth, because we don't win every game. And you bet Miami of Ohio, and they got blown out by Wisconsin. That was 2 weeks ago. And you were a little bit dejected after that game, as I would be too, because it's not like you had...
I'm going to be honest with you. I'm going to be honest with you. After that, I really, I was done. I wasn't going to keep going.
Right. And you talked to me. I talked you off the ledge, and I told you at least get your money back, and you bet a game that night. What did I give you that night?
You gave me USC.
And they were minus 44 against Idaho, and I told 44. You they'd run up the score, and what did they win by?
They won by 50.
Right, 59-9. And then, so you got your 2,500 back on USC. What was the next game I gave you?
Then the next one was the Packer game. They were playing the Bears.
Right, that was 2 weeks ago. They were laying, I think, 6 at the Bears. What was the spread on that one? I think there was 6. And you bet another 2,500 on them. And how'd they do?
2,500, and then the Packers beat them 31-23.
Right, so they won by 8. And then I had you go on the next game. What was the next game you got?
Then it was the Cincinnati game.
So you had 5,000 on Cincinnati. They played Oakland, and what did they win by?
They won, I think, by 20.
Right, so they won by 20. So even in a bad weekend, you lost the first game, but you came back and got your money back on the second game, and then you bet 2,500, won 2,500, you won 5,000. So in a bad weekend, you made $7,500, right? Is that what it was about? So now your 5,000 is 12,500, right?
Yes.
Okay, now what did you do the next weekend? That was this last weekend that came up.
Then I bet the 5,000 on the North Carolina game, which was -7. They were playing Illinois.
Right, and they beat them 44-14, I think it was. It was a burial.
Yeah.
Yeah, it was a burial, that game. Okay, so you had North Carolina for 5,000, and they win that game 48-14. I'm sorry, I'm shortchanging myself. So now you're up 5, and then what was the next game?
Then the next game was the Mississippi game, the Ole Miss game.
And I told you to go 10,000 on that game, right?
Yeah.
But you bet 5 on the money line, correct?
Yes, correct.
So just the 5,000 on the money line paid what? I think it was 13.
Yes.
Right, and then
it ended up being 18,000.
Right, 18,000 you won. So that plus the 10, you had 28,000 left. And then what was the third game last Sunday?
Last Sunday was the Vikings game, Minnesota against Detroit.
And you didn't even like that game. You said the Lions were going to beat them.
No. Yeah.
All right.
I didn't think the Lions were going to go 0-2.
Right. Okay. So you bet the 28,000 on the Lions. So you've been with us for 2 weeks. You started with $5,000? You said.
Yes.
And what's your bankroll at now?
I'm at 60,000.
Okay. So you made $55,000 in 2 weeks. That's half your student loan.
Yep, I'm almost there.
All right, so let me ask you something. What would you say to people that are listening to us for the first time? I know you told me the other day Jerry, I wish I had a few bucks when I was in college, because my biggest regret is I didn't call you, a year ago when I first started hearing you. What would you say to people that are listening to us?
I mean, the most important thing is, I listened for so long, and I never gave a call. I never at least gave it a shot, spoke to anybody, and now I regret I didn't do this 2 years ago.
Right.
You helped me out with everything. You've actually been teaching me through the whole process, and I am extremely happy, and I appreciate everything that you've done for me.
All right, Stevie, I think it's early in the morning out there in the Bay Area, but we'll talk to you later on. Thank you so much for picking up the phone and calling in this morning. I know we woke you up out of bed, But we're going to have a winner for you in about an hour. So call me back after the show, and we're going to turn 10,000 into 80 this weekend. So by your bankroll will be 140 after this, 130 after this weekend.
Absolutely. Thank you so much, guys. I appreciate it, really.
You got it, Steve. Thanks for calling in. All right.
Take care.
There you go. There's Stevie, Bobby, from, I think he's from the Bay Area somewhere. Heard us on the San Francisco station, called in with code 777, and the rest is history. Another, just like Jack, John from Buffalo. Everybody's got the same story. Been listening to us for years and finally decided to take the plunge.
Yeah, and sometimes it just takes, one or two, more success stories. Maybe somebody just, listen, a lot of people that we speak to, they come into money all of a sudden. Maybe there's a death in the family.
I had that happen.
Yeah.
100,000 the guy came into. He's now got $1 million.
We've had all types of scenarios where people come into money. And then, listen, betting on sports is probably not the first thing they thought they were going to do with it. Excuse me. But after they, buy a car or do whatever they're going to do, they start thinking about investments. So, excuse me again, this is an investment opportunity. And, if you have some expendable cash, something that, you want to try something new and exciting, sports betting is, should be right there.
Yeah. All right, we're coming to the end of the show. But, folks, for you guys that are listening for the first time, we could put 10 people on today that made money last weekend, but there's just not enough time in the show for that. But this is an hour-long infomercial on how to make money betting on sports. It's another avenue to make money. Some of you is in real estate. Some are in the stock market. But as I said, we get paid based on performance. So if we weren't performing, you wouldn't be hearing us for 10, 12 years on the radio. I spend $20,000 a week on the radio, so I'm not spending that because I'm losing for people. People are coming back and back and back for another bite at the apple because I make the money. Don't win every game, but I will make you money if you stay with me. But again, I will teach you how to make money, and whether you're a seasoned bettor, that's a little bit rough because seasoned bettors don't necessarily listen too well, or you've never bet before, give us a call, because if you've never bet before, you got a better shot at making money because you'll most likely listen to what I have to say, or Bobby or whatever consultant ends up, your desk, your name ends up on their desk. You'll end up listening to them more, and you'll be more open-minded. As I said, Stevie didn't want to bet the Vikings game Sunday. I had to actually talk him into it, and the Vikings actually won by 10 points, but they were blowing them out early. It doesn't matter what you know about sports. You know nothing about the gambling side of this. This is all we do. Since 1984, this is all I've done. So again, give us a call. Let us make you some money. Do not wait until you lose on your own or until you're out of money. Call us now and let's make some money. It's early in the season, so there's a lot of time to make money. I had a guy start with $5,000 and he made $350,000 by Super Bowl, but he started on September 15th, I think, a few years ago. So again, time is of the essence. Give us a call. Let us start making you some money today. Now, if you're listening to the show and you don't have time to call us right now, I don't want anybody getting in a car accident to call me. Just make a mental note of my number. Write it on your windshield with your wife's lipstick or whatever you got to do. We're going to be here all day today till 7 o'clock tonight, which is 4 Pacific time. You could call us all day tomorrow, and we're here 6 days a week. The only day we're not here is on Wednesdays. Give us a call, 888-484-4626, and let us start making you some money, especially these $80,000 bankroll games, because I'm guaranteeing 3-0 today. All 3 games must win, or I will give you the rest of the season free. So again, these $80,000 bankroll games are big because I'm putting my ass on the line. 888-484-4626 is the number. That concludes our Week 3 show. We're on every week at the same time. Listen to the show this week, next week, but call us. All callers just for calling us today are going to get the winner of Kansas Rutgers, Tennessee, Florida, and USC, Arizona State. Those 3 games are free just for calling. 888-484-4626. Tomorrow, the Chargers, Vikings, the Bengals, Ravens, and the Broncos, Lions. 3 free winners for tomorrow. 888-484-4626. Last weekend, we were 2 out of 3 on Saturday. And then Sunday, we hit all 3 free picks. 5 out of 6 last week. But we usually average about 2 out of every 3, 67%. Again, 6 free winners. We have a special for you small players. $299 for a month. If you bet $100 or $200 a game, you just want to get your feet wet, or you want to use that as a stepping stone for the bigger games, ask for the $299 special, and we'll get you on them. Add another $100 to that, and I'll give you the $80,000 bankroll game. So for $399, you get a month of service plus an $80,000 bankroll game. And, of course, as always, if you want to turn 2,500 into 20,000, 5 into 40, or 10 into 80, I will make you 8 times your money this weekend. For the bigger players, use code 777, and you'll get the $80,000 bankroll games. You'll speak to me, Bobby, or Joe. We're the guys that handle the bankroll games, and we will walk you through it from A to Z. 3 games this weekend, all guaranteed, or I work the rest of the season free. Use code 777 when you call us, 1-888-484-4626. Also, the website, you could listen to the show in its entirety. Go to www.jerrywins.com. While you're there, Joe has his guaranteed pick. Click on Pay If You Win with Joe. And for $99, you get Joe's guaranteed pick, and it's guaranteed your money back. www.jerrywins.com. Again, 1-888-484-4626 is the number. Give us a call. We'll see you next week. Same time, same channel.